A 17-year-old boy remains in hospital this morning after being shot multiple times in Surrey last night. Greg Harper joins us live from the scene with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. This shooting happened here in this residential neighborhood, a quiet neighborhood here in Newton. Happened at this intersection just behind me here at 73rd Avenue and 130A Street. You could see lots of shattered glass behind me. Police have managed to pick up the shell casings. Police received a call of numerous shots fired just after 10 o'clock last night. When they arrived here, there was no one at the intersection. That's because the victim actually drove himself to hospital. The victim, a 17-year-old male. Police found his vehicle there, a minivan, the windows shattered. Reportedly, the victim was transferred to Royal Columbian Hospital. His injuries are non-life-threatening. Police are now trying to figure out exactly why this happened. They're not saying if the victim is known to police. No arrests have been made. The investigation continues. Jody?
Frightening stuff. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting from Newton this hour. Burnaby RCMP are investigating an altercation that ended with a man in hospital. Officers arrived at Beaverbrook Crescent early yesterday after several reports of people fighting. They found a man lying on the ground with stab wounds, which appeared to be in the abdominal area. No suspects have been identified at this point. RCMP do not believe the attack is gang-related or random. Magnitude 4.8 earthquake has struck off the coast of Haida Gwaii. It happened yesterday afternoon, and there are no reports of any damage. Keep you updated on any aftershocks there. Another high-profile member of the BC NDP is looking to make the jump to federal politics. Jenny Kwan has formally announced her bid to succeed the retiring Libby Davies in Vancouver East. Kwan has represented many of the same constituents provincially in Vancouver Mount Pleasant. She's hoping to get past the controversy last year that saw her pay back $35,000 for trips taken by her family. The money came from the Portland Hotel Society, where her ex-husband used to work.
I would expect that I have dealt with the issue, and I think that people will see the record of my work in the community, and then we'll make the decisions accordingly.
Kwan will be facing off against Mabel Elmore, who's also seeking the NDP nomination in Vancouver East. Elmore is currently Kwan's colleague as MLA in Vancouver Kensington. It's back to work for MPs in Ottawa today. Parliament set to resume with the economy at the top of the agenda. MPs are returning for what's expected to be the last session in the House of Commons before a federal election in October. Prime Minister Stephen Harper has said the economy and jobs are top of his to-do list. Opposition MPs are expected to question his response over the collapse in oil prices. Prime Minister Stephen Harper will be among the many mourners today at the funeral service for Alberta RCMP Constable David Wynne. The 42-year-old husband and father of three died last Wednesday after being shot days earlier in St. Albert, just outside Edmonton. He was shot in the head when he and a partner were investigating a stolen truck. The suspected gunman was found dead nearby. RCMP forces from across Canada and the U.S. are expected to take part in a procession before the service.
Well, it is hard for anyone. Constable Wynne is a member of this community, is a member of the RCMP, and it's hard for everybody, definitely.
Millions of people in the U.S. Northeast are bracing for a massive snowstorm.
My message to all New Yorkers is prepare for something worse than we have seen before.
The National Weather Service says areas from New Jersey to Maine could be buried under up to a meter of snow. Airlines are preparing to shut down operations along much of the East Coast. New York City and Boston are expected to be among the hardest hit areas. The blizzard is expected to move north into the Maritimes tonight. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick could see up to 30 centimeters of snow. The Secret Service is investigating a major security breach on the grounds of the White House. A small drone somehow landed on the property early this morning. Secret Service is investigating and says it poses no threat. President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle weren't home. They're currently overseas, traveling in India. An important note for drivers this morning who use a busy part of Richmond. Things could be even busier for the next month. Work began yesterday in and around Highway 99 and both of the Bridgeport Road off-ramps. The work will bring traffic changes and a reduction that is in speed limit. As low as 40 kilometers per hour, drivers are asked to use caution and be prepared for delays. The changes are in effect 24 hours a day, with work scheduled through February 28th. For more information, you can check drivebc.ca. Coming up to 6:36, let's talk sports. Milos Raonic continues to redefine Canadian tennis success. Raonic has advanced to the Australian Open quarterfinals after a 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 win today over Feliciano Lopez of Spain. He is the first Canadian to make the Melbourne Final 8 since Michael Belkin did it in 1968. The 8th seed from Thornhill, Ontario, will next face the winner of the match between top seed Novak Djokovic and Gilles Muller. Look forward to that. Also looking forward to Eugenie Bouchard. She's facing her stiffest competition yet at the Australian Open. The 20-year-old is up against number 2, Maria Sharapova, in the quarterfinal tonight. Bouchard has never beaten Sharapova at a Grand Slam before. She lost to her in the semis at the 2014 French Open. Perhaps today is Jeannie's day. The 2015 NHL All-Star Game is in the books, otherwise known as the All-Scoring Game.
Oh, here's the breakaway right in. Yeah!
Oh yeah, Radim Vrbata kicked off festivities in Columbus by beating Roberto Luongo 3 minutes into the game. Love that. First of 29 goals on the afternoon, make it the highest-scoring All-Star game ever. In the end, it was Team Taves beating Team Foligno 17-12. John Tavares of the Islanders tied a record with 4 goals, but hometown favorite Ryan Johansson of the Blue Jackets was named MVP.